Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Deb Sofield, and you're listening to my weekly podcast series called Encouragement for Your Life. Most of you know I'm a national speaker, trainer, and coach. I like to say I help people find their voice and learn to use it. I'm also a conference speaker on the topics of public speaking, presentation skills, how to deal with the media, and crisis communication. I've got a number of other presentations on my website if you'd like to check those out. If your organization has an upcoming conference and you need a keynote speaker, I hope you'll reach out at debsofield.com. I would love to be a part. I've got a number of great books on the market. My best-selling book, Speak Without Fear. My book, Perfecting Your Platform. Both of those are on Amazon and Audible if you like to listen to books. And my series, Encouragement for Your Life, which is a compilation of these podcasts, they're available on Amazon, volumes 1 through 3. Just go into Amazon, type in my name, Deb Sofield, all my books will appear. I feel pretty certain you've heard my thought for today, and it's this: time heals nothing unless you move along with it. But I've got a different take, so I hope you'll stay with me. I'm Deb Sofield. Stay tuned. I'll be right back after the break. I feel pretty sure you've heard this phrase, time heals all wounds. Well, I gotta be honest, I kind of question that. I mean, really, does it? Hey, it might help heal your hurt if, after a while, you begin to forget about all the intricacies of the situation that caused you such great pain. Or most likely, it will not if you choose to hold on tightly to the pain that was inflicted upon you. Choices. Here we go again. Always choices. Either to move on or to hold on. Only you can decide what the future will be. I can tell you with certainty that time heals nothing unless you move along with it. Oh, the energy and action that it's going to take on your part to make something good happen from a bad situation. But no matter what you choose, friend, rest assured that either way, it will take work to let go or to keep hanging on. There was a time when I carried a few old grudges on my shoulder, but I learned over time when I brought them up to my friends, they weren't interested in my old sad sack stories of woe and pain. And a few of them would remind me that those were old issues from a time gone by and I should move on and stop belly aching about them for goodness sakes. See, that's why you need real friends. Many years ago, I was in a writing class and I just took one because I wanted to better myself. And I was told to write about a time when I was personally hurt. And I can remember writing out the scenario in perfect detail, down to the last lie they told, only to realize that when I finished and read it over, I was disappointed in myself for being so full of bravado about the situation. Really, what was I thinking to have held on so long to the finite details of the lies and downright nastiness of the situation? As I look back even now, it was awful what I went through. So I had to ask myself, hey, Deb, why did you hang on? To prove them wrong? To prove that I was stronger than their nastiness? To prove I was better than them? Oh, wow. What a waste of time. What a waste of my valuable energy. I just had to finally let it go. And I did. Because of a simple truth that I believe and I trust. I am the author of my story. And I have the power to change how my story ends. Frankly, it should not end with me being the one who is feeling hurt and angry because other people in my story, let's be honest, they don't care. They're dead and now they're gone. Talk about take the wind out of my sails. I have no one to yell at unless I go to another town and find the person or visit a graveyard and yell at a tombstone. I'm pretty sure no one's listening there. And really, how silly of me to be yelling at a tombstone. I freely admit I am one of those people who really does not have a great memory. As I tell my friends, my head is a very busy place. There is too much floating around in it to keep up with all the painful past that might be in a space that I could use for something more positive and good, like my new espresso chocolate icing recipe, my famous orange cranberry scones, or a new coffee blend I'm working on. Those are important to me, not my past, but my present. It seems to me that if time heals nothing unless you move along with it, then we need to find a way to move along, and quickly, I might add. So that brings me to the idea that is what you do with the time you have. Because, friend, that heals the wound. In my reading on the topic of moving past pain, many of the articles stress that for some people who have passed through the fire of a painful experience, it's not wise, and it rarely helps with the healing, if they throw themselves into a number of activities that keeps them so busy, they don't take the time to think and heal or allow space to create a sense of stillness over the issue that has caused such grief. It would seem to make sense to run away from the pain, but the fact is, running only exhausts you and moves you further away from the healing of the situation. Acknowledging and accepting, as hard as that's going to be, let me just tell you, well, that may be the best way to heal, to move along, instead of running from it. In the same light, I find that grief and pain many times do go hand in hand. And I'll stay with the idea that time heals nothing unless you move along with it. The choice to forgive or forget or continue to fight, hey, it's yours and yours alone. Grief from the loss of a loved one is a deeply personal and profound situation. We've all gone through it. And you will, with time, decide the emotional outcome that's right for you. As your friend, I would encourage you to consider my words. And for those who are searching for a resolution from their loss, move along with the memories and allow time to heal your heart. I love the Irish proverb, "Death leaves a heartache no one can heal. Love leaves a memory no one can steal." Probably the number one issue with healing past hurts is that no one wants to be hurt again. So they shut themselves off and they think to themselves that they've moved on. But that's not what's happened when you cover the pain and you don't deal with the wound. If you're not careful, that hidden wound will become infected with hate, anger, and rage. Oh, you think you've moved along, but the reality is you brought the shouting match with you, and now it's a bigger fight than before. I get it. It's not easy to get past betrayal, infidelity, cheating, or someone being disloyal. Hey, but that's on them, not on you. Yes, you bear the pain and the scars and the memories. And frankly, I think that's the hardest part, as we go through life. But consider this. They're not the person you thought they were. You now know that by their actions. So why are you committed to taking revenge on a stranger? I concede that sometimes the stranger will come around and return to their senses, asking forgiveness and changing themselves back into the person they were and the one you remembered, leaving behind who they became for someone else. True sorrow and remorse are unusual. Hear me, they're unusual, but it does happen. And when it does, you, dear listener, get to choose the outcome. So, this is where Deb talks about forgiveness. I know it's a hard option when you're still angry and wanting revenge, or at least to have a lightning bolt strike them, or have them run out of gas in the rain in the country with nothing but cows and sheep for miles around, and they have to walk uphill in the snow and the rain. See, it got worse for them. Only to find a gas station is closed, so they have to wait hours for AAA to come with a $75 can of gas. Come on. You know the emotional, physical, and mental value of forgiveness for others, as well as for yourself. Let me remind you of the famous quote from Gandhi, "The weak can never forgive." Why? Because forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. To be able to forgive takes unbelievable, almost superhuman strength. Or if you're a person of faith, strength from a higher power that knows your future as well as your past. And yet you have faith to trust in the strength of your body, soul, mind, and spirit. What is it going to take for you to move along with your healing, dear listener? Dr. King once said, "As my sufferings mounted, I soon realized there were two ways in which I could respond to my situation. Either react with bitterness or seek to transform the suffering into a creative force. I decided to follow the latter course." I love the line, or seek to transform the suffering into a creative force that pushes through tears, pain, stress, anger, loneliness, and moves along with a healing that sets the heart free from any encumbrance that would hold it back. And that's what I want for you, my friend. to move along with your healing so your heart and mind will be free, so you can live your best life ever, the life you were born for, the calling you have followed, the legacy you will leave, all because you, mighty, strong, powerful, kind, loving you, allowed time to heal the wounds of your past, and you were willing to move along with it to a better place. The truth is, time heals nothing unless you move along with it. So today, I'm going to encourage you to move. I'm going to encourage you to run. I am going to encourage you not to look back, but press towards the high calling, the prize, the mark of the future of your rockstar amazing life. But friend, you have to make that decision, or you could wallow in the pain that you've had for years. And you can bellyache about it till your friends tell you to stop. But here's what I know. I know time heals nothing unless you move along. All right, I'm Deb Sofield. You've been listening to Encouragement for Your Life. I hope it was an encouragement today. Listen, I believe you can have an amazing life. You're just going to have to forgive. I didn't say forget, although I hope you do over time. But you know what? It's not worth it anymore. They're dead. They're gone. They don't matter. And now other people are stuck with them, and not you. Lucky you broke free. So let's make sure we move forward in the light of the life you were born to live. Now remember, Deb doesn't care what the world says about you. I want you to know I care about you. And I care about you because once you learn that time is great, but it's not going to heal unless you move on. And here's my promise. I will move with you. I will move alongside you as we follow your dream for hope and healing together. All right, Deb Sofield, have a great week, everybody. Join me next week. I've got another great message for you so you can live your best life ever. Take care. Have a great weekend.